So, tell me about what life was like growing up for you.
Life was fun, full. Kyle was always kind of a best friend to me and someone I grew up with. We grew out in this paradise, in this farm, and it was together. I actually took the specialty education bus with him some days to get to school with him. And we were always very close. We went, a lot of the programs that I went through, they also had a special education program. So we were pretty close through all of it. I have always been very kind of defensive for him, as anyone would defend their family, especially since a lot, there were people who would make fun of people with special needs or people who were handicapped. And I always kind of boiled my blood. And I had several harsh conversations throughout the school period. But for the most part, people tended to leave him alone, or they knew better, at least when I was around. But Kyle, he kind of made me who I am today. He's one of the fastest people to forgive and love, and so much compassion that, it's kind of hard to give him a hard time.
Yeah.
He's just a great guy. So, probably not physical therapy in and of itself, but like I said, he is someone who has changed me for the better. He's taught me compassion and love. He's taught me, empathy and altruism, and he's just someone that I've been blessed to have in my life as a gift. So.
But we didn't really notice that there was anything going on until he was about 18 months old, and he wasn't talking or babbling like most babies do, and he started flapping his hand around his eye like this. But living on the island, you didn't get really good medical care. So we took him to, we thought it might be his ears, so we took him to a doctor and they told us he might be deaf. Well, we were confused because he would stand in front of the TV and dance when the music came on. So we took him to a medical college in Germany. They did a brainstem response test and told us there wasn't anything wrong. He'd talk when he was ready. He was too affectionate to have anything going on. And actually it was a speech person at the school here when we moved that told us he has autism. You need to figure out what's going on. So that's how we really, and I said, what? I didn't know what that was. What does that mean? Back then, it would have been early, mid-90s. They just didn't know that much about it. And there were no autism programs per se. All the kids were mixed together in the early childhood programs and stuff like that. Communication was a big issue. He would take our hand and take us over to a cabinet or over to the TV and show us what he wanted. And the early childhood teacher said, you can't do that. You have to teach him that words mean power. And he would get very frustrated then. He couldn't communicate and he'd bang his head on something. And if he was standing next to a pane of glass, the glass broke. And the speech apparently went along with potty training. The doctor told us when he was able to speak, he would potty train, but not until then. And sure enough, when he was 5 or 6, he started slowly speaking, and that's when he was potty trained.
He hasn't shut up since.
No, and he talks constantly now. I think it was mostly lack of any kind of real treatments or help. We tried a couple of things. There was some kind of trace mineral treatment that was going on in California that they wanted us to try, but there were no solid interventions or any kind of treatments for these kids. And see, that's the thing. I know they had a physical therapist and an occupational therapist, but they were never in the IEP meetings. We had no idea what they did with him. He had good gross motor, but poor fine motor skills, and nobody ever really talked with us and told us. From my experience, the PT people need to be more involved with the parent and be in the meeting with as much, if they're servicing a child, to let the parent know how to help them at home and what they're doing with the child. basically just speech through the school, what he got through the school and how we worked with him at home. We just worked and worked and worked with him at home. We would take him out in public. We didn't try to hide him. We took him to restaurants. We treated him as normally as possible. VCU had a project called Project Search, and it was a research project where they had a control group that stayed at the high school and did the normal job training through the high school and got their services there. And then they were selected at random by computer. Kyle was one of the ones selected to get intensive job training and support on site. And they were so impressed with him, they created a job for him. So as parents, we just always wondered what's going to happen. You know, he's smart enough, he can do something, but is somebody going to see this? So we were very fortunate. That's how he got involved with the pharmacy.
Yeah, I think the lady in the pharmacy picked up on his ability to do math and dates and times and not getting bored with this, doing this all day long and being comfortable with it. And that was really good match with what they needed help-wise, and so she made herself strong for that. Accepting it and searching out help and not sticking your head in the sand.
Yes, that I'm a big believer in, okay, this is what it is, let's get some help. I've seen through this, my time at the school system too, people they're upset. They don't want to believe it's true, and they don't get the help as early as they should. That and advocate for your child. They need, if you don't do it, nobody's going to. And you really have to advocate and treat them as normally as possible. Don't make excuses for behaviors. They get in trouble just the same as the brother and sister, that type of thing.
Yes.
And just love them.
I start in the morning. I get out of bed in the early morning after elementary school and middle school. I get up in the morning to do power walking every day to keep me in shape. Like fast is my favorite superhero, the Flash. I shave very carefully so I don't get a cut. Oh, and I brush my teeth every day for years to keep my teeth shiny and clean. What I do for my job is helping with my friend Ahmed with stocking meds, putting it into the right order, checking expiration dates and restock it the right date, right dates. The front goes first and the back one goes last. And I always dusting shelves just in case to keep the pharmacy clean. I'll keep the pharmacy clean and hygienic. Sometimes it could be a little hard work at the pharmacy, but I had to do what it takes no matter what for God and Susanna and all my pharmacy friends, no matter what, in my heart. Autism. Sometimes I get a little bit frustrated, but sometimes didn't know what to do because I got a little confused. But thanks to my friend Ahmed who helped me, I was now calm and now I know what to do. To entertain myself in my head for using my imagination to make it my own cartoon world.
That's awesome.
Yeah, you're using imaginations.